All right, it's week one. Let's get started. I'm excited for this year, boys. We just did a great draft class. I'm here, Labor Day. It's 9/3. That means it's Labor Day Monday. We got great opportunity to celebrate the troops, and I just took the biggest dump, and I'm thankful for all the troops that made that possible for me to be able to do that in freedom. That and the dump was so big that I'm sure all of the troops would have been proud of me for that. So let's get started here. Today we're going to be going over the draft class, the draft rankings. I got three of the top teams that I think did the best this year in the draft class last week. So we're going to get started going on that. And this year, before I forget, I'd like for you all to comment and be interacting with the videos as well. So the first comment I like, and this is a question going out to the whole league, is who do you think has had the worst teams in the league in the last years? Has that been Spencer? Has it been Kyle? Has it been Harry? People that maybe you think that have struggled in the recent past. So we will see. Obviously, it won't be 4C. Two-time defending champion, going for his third this year. So we'll see how it goes. But anyway, yeah. So sorry if you see me. I'm adjusting myself down below. You don't know this, but I'm not wearing any pants. So this will be a fun little cast for you guys. So let's get going here. We're going to go with the obvious. This year we added 2 flex positions instead of just one. So we're going to be negating some of the quarterback value. When you bring in an extra flex, obviously you're going to have an extra ability to have a wide receiver, running back, and tight end, which means you need to be deeper at those positions. So it was interesting to draft in that scenario. So there are some people here who I feel like did not take advantage of that. And that is going to start with Chris. Chris's team, I don't know what he was thinking, posted a completely running back free team. You got, I think, LaShawn McCoy on his team is literally the only player who looks like he's going to be a starter week one. And every single other running back will either not be starting and may not even play. So that will be interesting to see how he decides to do that. I remember he drafted maybe LaShawn McCoy in like the 3rd and then didn't take another running back until like the 9th. So bad on you, Chris. That's going to suck royally. So we'll see how that turns out. Ronald Jones looks like he might be the 3rd running back in Tampa Bay. So good job there. As your 2 running back, that's kind of sad. Another comment here. After watching the draft, I was looking through it, just glancing over, and I've talked to Harry about this plenty of times. But Harry's team, the BSOP Cheese, you can find him on our league site. He has freaking some of the oldest players I have ever seen. Marshawn Lynch, Larry Fitzgerald, Delaney Walker, Golden Tate. I mean, his bench is like, I mean, these are Viagra pill popping old dudes, man. I mean, he has. I have a spreadsheet here with all the players on every team, and I decided to add up them all, average them up. So his average team right now, week one, this is including the bench, is average age is 30. Okay, 30. I don't think I could draft on purpose a team that's older than that. So great job, Harry, for drafting an entire team that will be using walkers in between games to get from their car to the stadium. So that was impressive to do that. I don't think I could have done that if I tried. Another and another comment. Spencer drafts Eric Decker on Friday. He retires. I believe it was Sunday. I think as a player, I think I might do the same. I get drafted by Spencer in a fantasy league, and I think, you know what? I think I'm just gonna, that's it for me. If I'm getting drafted by Spencer, I think it's just about time for me to wrap things up. I'm gonna, cash in and or cash out maybe, and just leave whatever I'm doing. I think I'm good. It's like you go to the Patriots and you're like, oh gosh, this team is insane. I think, Bill Belichick might be Satan, and who knows what they're doing over there. But you get drafted by Spencer and you're like, yeah, I got to be done. Eric Decker retired, so it takes a special person to be able to get drafted and then retire right after that. So good job, Spencer. Then we're gonna talk about Michael Labarge's team. Michael Labarge, I actually feel like I'll talk about this later, had a great draft, but just about everyone on his team, it looks like they're falling off. Jerick McKinnon just tore his ACL this weekend. You got a bunch of guys who are struggling with injuries, trying to come back. So we'll see how that works. I think Khalil Mack has Marlon Mack, one of his running backs, has injury, may not be back for week 1. It's a reoccurring one. Rashad Penny, they say that he put on 15 pounds in a month, so that will be interesting to see how that goes for his team. We know how well that went for Eddie Lacy. Took a real fork into recovery and just ate his way through all those dining hall meals I know that they have. So we'll see how that putting on that weight goes. Great job, Michael, for drafting. I had you ranked as an 8 to start the season, or right after your draft, and then I adjusted to a 6.5. These are out of 10 because of the injury. So anyway, let's get to the top 3 teams. Okay, so we're going to go with number 3. This is a team that I actually had as 4th in the league in terms of their draft prestige. And obviously this year I'm not going to be presenting my own team because I feel like obviously my team is the best. You know me, I always think I'm the best, and I still think I'm the best. So we'll see how that goes. But in terms of the other 11 teams, this is number 4 for me. Hunter Foss, you are number 3 right now. You were number 4. I actually had Michael Labarge above you. But since the injuries to Jerick McKinnon and some of his starting lineup, I had to lower him a little bit. But Drew Brees, I think, is going to come back amazing. Kenyon Drake, I didn't think, wasn't so high on at the draft time, but now looks like he's going to have the starting job in Miami. Antonio Brown, obviously, he's a stud. He's had multiple careers. I actually usually don't think that you should draft a wide receiver in the first round, but Antonio Brown is as good as it can get. Randall Cobb is the number 2 in Green Bay. And I like Aaron Rodgers there. Even down to, I'm not a huge fan of Jay Ajayi because I don't know how that offensive line will be in Philadelphia. And there's like a lot of new moving pieces there. It looks like Devonta Freeman will be also the starting running back. And guys, I don't think it's that hard. If you're gonna draft a running back that is not starting, he's not gonna get the carries and not gonna be the volume. You gotta chase the volume. So I love how Hunter's team is put together here as a 3rd ranked in the league. So let's get to and then as a side note, like I said, Michael Labarge, you're number 4. Hunter's number 3. So Cam Newton, I love Cam. I think he's going to come back this year. He's got DJ Moore, the new rookie wide receiver. You got Jerick McKinnon injured on Michael's team, so that's a bummer. T.Y. Hilton I love because Andrew Luck's back and they have a new offensive line. Amari Cooper, he's a drop machine, so I'm not super Big on Amari Cooper. He hasn't really found it for me. He's always been hyped up and never panned out. So I love Greg Olsen, though. Greg Olsen, one of the most consistent tight ends in the NFL. Marquise Goodwin should be emerging as the number one wide receiver in San Francisco, with Jimmy G out there just messing around with porn stars. So how how that San Francisco life is. You got a bunch of homosexuals and porn stars out there hanging out. So that's a nice little twist to a fantasy dynasty. So we got. Let's see, who's number 2? Who did I have number 2? Let's see, number 2. Now you got number 4, number 3. Number 2 is going to go to, oh crap, where did I just messed this whole thing up. Oh gosh, come on, Jake. Get it together. It's definitely not Harry. Definitely not Kyle. Oh, Kyle. Yeah, I rated Kyle pretty good. Chris is probably the worst. Taylor Frendo right in the mix there. Too many wide receivers. Too many old guys. Although you have Le'Veon Bell and Derrick Henry, it's not bad. Taylor. Oh, gosh. You know what? I think it's going to be... I think it's Hunter. Hunter Foss, number 2. Number 2 best team. Oh, wait, no, I just had Hunter number 3. I'm sorry. Hunter's number 3, and Kyle is number 2. Kyle Huffman, for the first time I think ever, I'm actually enjoying his team. Saquon Barkley is an athletic freak. Russell Wilson has been one of the most consistent quarterbacks in the NFL. Michael Thomas, one of the most consistent wide receivers. You got Drew Brees back there throwing it to you. Travis Kelce, great pick. I don't love your bench. I love George Kittle as a potential flyer as a tight end. Tevin Coleman. Actually, I don't love that because of Devonta Freeman in Atlanta as the running back. So, I don't love that. But overall, pretty solid core there. So Kyle, I'd say probably tied with Hunter as 2 and 3. And then, number 1 for me, other than, myself discluded, I wish this wasn't the case, but unfortunately, Ryan Forsey, man, number 1 again. It's just outrageous how, 3 times in a row and then putting up this great of a team. I'm upset a little bit because I was hoping he'd draft someone pretty terrible. So Ryan Forsey, man, looks like a great team. Ezekiel Elliott obviously is going to be the workhorse back in Dallas. You got Jordan Howard, running back in Chicago, which will also be, getting the gist of the carries. I don't love Chicago in general for running backs, or for fantasy players, but running backs is an exception for me a little bit. Allen Robinson going to be probably the one wide receiver in Chicago with the new Mitch Trubisky there, and then he got Gronkowski as easily the best tight end in the NFL. My favorite quote by him was I'm a tight end, and I also got a tight booty. So, I don't know how you don't draft a guy like that. You got a nice tight booty back there, so that's always nice to know that you got that as a tight end. You got like a nice tight sphincter. And then Aaron Rodgers, you get the best wide receiver, or the best quarterback in the NFL. It's fantastic as well. So don't love Deion Lewis because he's going to be sharing the workload with Derrick Henry. Jamison Crowder, not a huge fan, but the gist of the lineup looks amazing. Aaron Jones might be, after he comes back from the suspension, will look good, I think, as the Green Bay running back. And so he's got a lot of opportunity there. Des Bryant, still a free agent, so I'm not loving that, but I guarantee he'll get signed on after week 1, because how it works in the NFL is that after you get signed on after week 1, the team's allowed to give you the contract, not guaranteed. So that's why they're holding out on Des Bryant. All the teams in the NFL are going to wait until week 1 probably. Then you got Rashad Penny is going to be coming back, and I don't think Pete Carroll loves Rashad Penny, but he's supposed to be the new best toy there in Seattle. They drafted him from let's see, Rashad Penny was, oh gosh, was he wasn't, no, Ronald Jones was USC. Rashad Penny was, oh gosh, I can't remember. Anyway, but as the first round running back there in Seattle, and they needed a running back dearly, but it looks like Chris Carson's is going to get the gist of those carries. So unfortunately, there you got I think the key players of your starting lineup are phenomenal, and that has done it for me. So Michael Morgan, a couple other little notes here. Love Kyle Rudolph. I think he's one of the most consistent tight ends in the NFL, as well as having what's his face in Minnesota. He loves throwing to his tight ends, and so that's a great opportunity for him there as a new quarterback. So you got a good tight end mixed with a good a quarterback that likes to throw to tight ends. I drafted David Njoku because Tyrod Taylor loves throwing to his tight ends, and David Njoku's an athletic freak, and they have a new offense, so I believe that you got some opportunity there to impress. And then, Todd Gurley. I don't love Todd Gurley because of the strength of schedule. They have it's the NFC West, I believe. Super tough. Stephon Diggs is going to share the workload with Adam Thielen, so we'll see how that goes. And then Juju Smith-Schuster is not the wide receiver 1, he's wide receiver 2, and Ben Roethlisberger loves to throw to, he'll force the ball, frankly, to Antonio Brown. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I like Forrest Sangron's team, not bad. I actually probably tied with Michael Labarge right now for number 4. I like Deshaun Watson. Don't love Lamar Miller. He's really efficient, but he just doesn't put up the numbers you'd like. Mark Ingram, definitely not a fan of because of Alvin Kamara, and both of them are going to be splitting time out. It looks like Mark Ingram will probably be getting the touchdowns at the end of the goal line, and then Alvin Kamara will be like the scat back, he'll get plenty of catches and touches, but Mark Ingram will be the vulture there for touchdowns most likely. DeAndre Hopkins, getting a little bit older. He didn't have a great season. A fantastic athlete, but they just don't. I'm not sure how that hookup is going to be with Deshaun Watson there. Julio Jones, also very old. He's not very old. He's like 29 or something like that. So, good stuff. Adam Thielen, again, number 2 wide receiver. So we'll see. Jamal Williams will be the running back until the Jones dude comes back in Green Bay. So we'll see. Frank Gore, he's got him on the bench. He'll take away carries from Kenyon Drake in Miami. So we'll see how that goes. Just some other notes. I'm just running through here looking at the teams. So I think I still think my team's the best, but that's just me. So we'll see how it goes week 1. I went heavy running backs, and so we'll see if that will bite me in the butt. But I had Leonard Fournette and Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey, probably 2 hours before the draft, the Carolina coaches just decided they were going to, instead of giving him an average of 15 carries a week or 12 to 15 carries a week, it looks like they're going to give him 20. That they decided that like 2 hours before the draft. So it made me really excited that he was going to get a lot of volume because I think he's super talented. He catches a ton. He's going to get, receiving touchdowns like he did last year. Leonard Fournette's a beast. I think he's easily the best in terms of running backs, best offensive line, probably easiest strength of schedule. Doesn't have a whole lot of throwing in their pass offense. So, Leonard Fournette, got to be the guy for me. Super talented, huge, one of the best work ethics. There just wasn't a reason for me not to draft him. And then I got Mike Evans. I drafted him mostly because he just didn't get touchdowns last year, and they're gonna target him more in the red zone this year. But his receiving yards were still there. Corey Davis is number one wide receiver. Basically, my whole team is gonna be either the number one wide receiver or the number one running back in all forms. So, I think I'm set. I'm ready to go for week one. Let me know if you guys want to trade. I hope you guys will be trading with each other. Let me know if I can help you push the trades through. I'm seeing if I have any other notes here. So comment below in our league to say who has had the worst overall experience in fantasy football with wins. I'd like to see how it looks there. Maybe we ignite a little battle here. Maybe it's Michael Morgan. Michael Morgan, I mean, obviously last year I was on the toilet every freaking week. So we'll see if you guys like that. Anyway, yeah, I think that covers it. Got a nice long video for you guys, so we'll see. If you like me to comment on anything else, comment in our group chat, and I'll try to make it happen. All right, guys, I'm excited for week one. Ready for the Falcons and Eagles, I believe, on Thursday. And then if you want to watch this crappy game, I don't know why they do this. Monday night, they got freaking two of the worst teams, Jets and who else is playing? Jets and Lions. Jets and Lions. You're gonna watch Jets and Lions on Monday. I might have some of the guys over the Raiders are playing later in the night at night on Monday. So if you guys want to come over, it'll be cool on Monday night. Maybe watch a little of the Bachelor. Bachelor in Paradise. If you want to throw that in there, it will be definitely more entertaining than the Lions. Watching the Lions play. So goodness. Yeah. So let's get it going, boys. Excited.